Hello, MA 117 students. This is a brief overview of the Persuasive Letter portion of your written correspondence project. This letter, I think, is the most difficult one, in my opinion, out of the project because it does involve an indirect writing style, and you have to try and persuade someone to do something. So you're actually persuading a real person. Her name is Suze Orman. She's an author. She's a financial guru. She's actually been in Buffalo on PBS when she would be promoting her books and her videos and her television show. She's actually here to do an in-studio presentation. So she's really kind of a cool lady. All right, so here's your scenario. You're going to write this letter as if you are the president of the student chapter of the AAMA at Erie Community College. You suggest that the professional organization, which is the AAMA, invite the financial celebrity Suze Orman to be the keynote speaker at a special health sciences convocation. There'll be approximately 500 people in attendance. They would be students, family, faculty, and college administrators. And that event is scheduled to take place on May 7th, I believe. I'll double check that as we go through the project guidelines. So the AAMA has agreed to set aside $1,000 as an honorarium to cover the travel expenses for Ms. Orman. And that's really not very much money to entice the author of the money book for the Young, Fabulous, and Broke, which is an actual book that she wrote. But the scenario also states that Ms. Orman has been heavily promoting her book on cross-country tours to college campuses, and the AAMA thinks that it stands a fair chance of convincing her or persuading her to come to campus to be a keynote speaker. So your task is to write a convincing letter. Hang on just a second here. Let me move this down. Okay, so your task is to write a convincing, persuasive letter to Suze Orman. I've given you the address there. Before you do that, just like the last scenario, I think it's so important to get an idea of who Suze Orman is. So Google her, see what her face looks like, find out about her humble beginnings. She has a really interesting life story. Her expertise as a financial planner, and her books. So just a simple Google search on Suze Orman is going to give you probably more information than you need. So your task is to invite her to be the keynote speaker at the Health Sciences Convocation to be held at ECC North Campus on May 7th at 7 p.m. Provide direct and indirect benefits to the reader, and I'll get to that in a second, and include a decision deadline date and make it easy for Ms. Orman to respond. So here's the thing. This is a persuasive letter. This is a fictitious event. We really don't have a health sciences convocation taking place on May 7th, but I needed to provide you that information in order for you to write the letter. So you're going to start this letter. You're going to open the letter by gaining the reader's attention. The best thing for you to do is offer praise or compliments. Tell her what a fantastic person she is, once you read about her, you're going to find out she's really kind of made it her mission to educate people, young and old, about making sound financial decisions, being financially concrete, financially sound. And her goal here is to make not only individuals better financially, but also the entire economy, the American economy. So she's really kind of an interesting person. She looks at the psychology of money. She looks at the way people interact with their money, the way that they spend it, save it. So she really kind of looks at the human side of financial planning. Continue the letter in the next paragraph or paragraphs using facts, details, and explain the direct and indirect benefits to the reader. So the reader of this letter is Suze Orman. The direct and indirect benefits are actually quite simple. A direct benefit of having her come to do the keynote address at the Health Sciences Convocation is an audience to work with, 500 people. She has an opportunity to sell more books. I've had students create really interesting persuasive letters, offering Suze Orman an opportunity for a meet and greet at the health sciences convocation, an opportunity to sign books, and obviously make connections, and hopefully sign more books, sell more books in the future. Indirect benefits to the reader would be having an opportunity for an indirect benefit for Suze Orman would be an opportunity to meet with students, faculty, staff, and families, spread her word. Remember, she's got a little bit of an ego here. She's going to love the fact that she can educate and inform people about making sound financial decisions. So that's one of the indirect benefits to the reader, spreading the word and spreading her ego a little bit. Close the letter by asking for a particular action. So that particular action is going to be a date for her to make her decision. So we're asking her to come for a special health sciences convocation. We're asking her to be the keynote speaker. That event takes place on May 7th. So I realize that the timing on this is very short. Normally I would have done this project much earlier in the semester. So we need to give her a deadline date. So let's select April 15th as the date that she needs to provide you with a decision. Yes, she's willing to come and be the keynote speaker, or no, she's not able to. So that is the deadline date. We're asking for a particular action. Yes, she's going to be the keynote speaker, or no, she's not. As far as providing contact information, you can just provide her with your ECC email address, put in a fictitious phone number. It just makes it easy for the person to get back with you. That's what we're referring to there. I am going to provide some sample persuasive letters on Blackboard. I have not posted them there yet, but I will be. And I think it's important for this project for you to be able to see what some students have done in the past and give you an idea of how to go about writing this letter, because I think it really is the most difficult one to work with. So good luck with this. Remember, the letter has to be a minimum of 3 paragraphs. In the past, many students have gone more than 3 paragraphs. 4 or 5 paragraphs is fine. Okay, good luck with this.